And I have no reason or agenda to prejudge the issue or to predispose to rule one way or the other on the issue of abortion.
I have no platform. Judges are not politicians.
Courts in general should follow their past precedents.
It is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court.
And one of the important things to keep in mind about Roe v. Wade is that it has been reaffirmed many times.
I have no agenda to try to overrule Casey. I have an agenda to stick to the rule of law and decide cases as they come.
Senator, your question to me was, did I debate the contents of Roe versus Wade, the outcome in Roe versus Wade? Do I have this day an opinion, a personal opinion, on the outcome in Roe versus Wade? And my answer to you is that I do not.
Well, do I understand that you may overrule it or you may sustain it?
I have no agenda, Senator. I have tried to, here as well as in my other endeavors as a judge, to remain impartial, to remain open-minded, and I am open-minded on this particular important issue.
The joint opinion says the ability of women to participate equally in the economic and social life of the nation has been facilitated by their ability to control their reproductive lives. Do you agree with that statement, Judge Roberts?
Well, yes, Senator, as a general proposition, but I do feel compelled to point out that I should not, based on the precedent of prior nominees, agree or disagree with particular decisions, and I'm reluctant to do that.
The joint opinion says a, quote, terrible price would be paid for overruling Roe.
I do think that it is a jolt to the legal system when you overrule a precedent. Precedent plays an important role in promoting stability and even-handedness. It is not enough, and the court has emphasized this on several occasions, it is not enough that you may think the prior decision was wrongly decided. That really doesn't answer the question, it just poses the question. And you do look at these other factors, like settled expectations, like the legitimacy of the court, like whether a particular precedent is workable or not, whether a precedent has been eroded by subsequent developments. All of those factors go into the determination of whether to revisit a precedent under the principles of stare decisis.
And it's the principle that courts in general should follow their past precedents. And it's important for a variety of reasons. It's important because it limits the power of the judiciary. It's important because it protects reliance interests. And it's important because it reflects the view that courts should respect the judgments and the wisdom that are embodied in prior judicial decisions.
You pointed out to me that you viewed precedent in a serious way in that it added stability to the law. Could you elaborate on the point that you made in my office on that?
Once a case is settled, that adds to the determinacy of the law. What was once a hotly contested issue is no longer a hotly contested issue. We move forward.
Do you view Roe as having super precedent?
Well, Senator, a super precedent is
in numbers, 44.
It has been reaffirmed many times. I can say
Yes.
that. Yes.
Yes, dozens.
Had you ever met President Trump personally?
Not until my interview.
In that interview, did he ever ask you to overrule Roe v. Wade?
No, Senator.
What would he have done if he'd asked?
Senator, I would have walked out the door. It's not what judges do.
Okay.
They don't do it at that end of Pennsylvania Avenue, and they shouldn't do it at this end either, respectfully.
Did you work on any issues related to women's reproductive health or choice?
President Bush was a pro-life president, and so his policy was pro-life, and those who worked for him, therefore, had to assist him, of course, in pursuing those policies. Senator, my religious beliefs have no relevance to my judging. I judge based on the Constitution and laws of the United States. I take an oath to do that.
And so the question comes, what happens? And will this justice support a law that has substantial precedent now? Would you commit yourself on whether you would or would not?
Senator, what I will commit is that I will obey all the rules of stare decisis, that if a question comes up before me about whether Casey or any other case should be overruled, that I will follow the law of stare decisis, applying it as the court has articulated it, applying all the factors, reliance, workability, being undermined by later facts and law, just all the standard factors. And I promise to do that for any issue that comes up, abortion or anything else. I'll follow the law.